Hi everyone, I wanted to create a video on the topic, can a Jewish person believe in Jesus? And the answer is absolutely yes. In fact, it's the most Jewish thing that a person can do to believe in Jesus. I actually know several rabbis that are believers, and one of them told me that he is a super Jew because he has his Messiah. He celebrates all the Jewish holidays like Passover and Hanukkah, and yet he has what so many Jewish people long for, which is to have the knowledge of his Messiah, and he feels such joy in that, such a sense of completeness through that as well. And the really interesting thing about Jesus is that he fulfills hundreds and hundreds of prophecies about the Messiah from the Old Testament. And these are really specific details, such as the fact that he would be born in Bethlehem, that he would be born of a virgin, that he would be pierced for our transgressions. And the odds of any one person fulfilling all these prophecies, it's such a small, incredibly minute chance that any person could fulfill these prophecies, and yet we see them fulfilled perfectly in Jesus. For example, if we read Isaiah 53, we see with such clarity how the Messiah is described, that he would be pierced for our transgressions and wounded for our iniquities, which is another word for sin. And we see there that it's such a clear image in our mind. When we read that, it actually sounds like it's been written word for word about Jesus. And yet it's important to remember that the book of Isaiah was written 700 years before Jesus. And so these prophecies are so specific that it's like a history book that was written before the history occurred. And it's not just one prophecy, it's actually hundreds that are fulfilled in Jesus. So with that in mind, I think we have to consider then, why, if we have these documents, if we know that hundreds of people saw the risen Jesus and that many people did believe in him, many Jewish people did believe in him. In fact, the New Testament is written by Jewish men for the most part, men like Paul, who was formerly called Saul, or men like Peter, who were actual Jewish men. I think we really forget the Jewishness of the Bible in the New Testament and the story of Jesus. And in fact, many people don't realize that Jesus was Jewish. He did come from a Jewish line, from the line of King David. In fact, many people don't know that his mom's name, what we normally hear as Mary, that his mom's name was actually Miriam. So it's really interesting, just the Jewishness of Jesus and how completely he fulfills the role of the Jewish Messiah, Mashiach, and how he really has come to take away the sins of the world. And with that being said, it might cause some people to wonder that if Jesus really is the Jewish Messiah, as millions of people believe, there are many Messianic Jewish believers, then why don't the majority of Jewish people accept Jesus